Imagine a world where the clash of swords is not just the sound of battle, but the striking of new social and economic frontiers. Welcome to the late Middle Ages, a period teeming with transformation and turmoil. How did gold begin to challenge the power of the sword, and what were the profound consequences of this shift? As the 13th century waned, Europe witnessed the rise of a dominant monetary economy. The burgeoning bourgeoisie, enriched by trade, credit systems, and manufacturing, began to wield significant influence. This new economic power base clashed with the interests of feudal lords, sparking a desire for strong, centralized governments. Such entities were needed not only to protect burgeoning trade routes from banditry, but also to enforce the burgeoning legal frameworks that commerce demanded. This alliance between kings and the bourgeoisie catalyzed the growth of centralized monarchies, particularly in France, England, and Scandinavia. Contrastingly, Germany and Italy remained splintered, their political landscapes a patchwork of competing interests. Here, the seeds of nationalism began to sprout, as a sense of common identity slowly started to undermine papal claims to universal authority. Enter the stage of the Hundred Years' War, stretching from 1337 to 1475. This epic conflict between France and England, roping in much of Europe, reshaped political alliances and significantly weakened the authority of the papacy, bolstering nationalist sentiments. But as if the war were not devastating enough, Europe's woes were compounded by the Great Plague of 1347. Known as the Black Death, this pandemic ravaged the continent, leading to economic disruption, political turmoil, and a surge in religious fervor. The fall of Constantinople in 1453 to the Ottoman Empire marked a definitive end to the Byzantine Empire. This event signaled not just the collapse of a city, but the shattering of the medieval dream of a unified Christian Rome. It heralded the transition from the medieval to the early modern period in Europe, a transformation underscored by the shifting sands of power and authority. Turning to the spiritual realm, the papacy itself was not immune to the tremors of change. The late 13th and 14th centuries saw the papacy entangled in political maneuvering and conflicts, especially with secular rulers like those in France. Boniface VIII, ascending after Celestine V, sought to employ power politics to achieve church reform. His tenure saw some successes, such as pacifying Italy and mediating between warring European powers. However, his reign was marred by escalating tensions with France, culminating in the dramatic burning of a papal bull and a volley of insults exchanged with King Philip IV. The humiliation of Boniface in Anagni marked a low point for his papacy, leading to his attempted excommunication of Philip. His successor, Benedict XI, sought reconciliation but faced continued pressure from Philip IV. The election of Clement V under French influence led to the notorious trial and dissolution of the Templar Order and the beginning of the Avignon papacy. This 70-year period, characterized by the papal residence in Avignon, was marked by financial corruption, nepotism, and widespread calls for reform within the Church. Saint Catherine of Siena played a pivotal role in urging the return of the papacy to Rome, a move that eventually materialized under Pope Gregory XI. This period, fraught with challenges, was instrumental in setting the stage for the profound transformations that would lead into the early modern period. In summary, the late Middle Ages were a crucible of change. From the rise of the monetary economy to the complexities of the Avignon papacy, each event intricately wove the fabric of what would become early modern Europe. The enduring impact of these transformations continues to resonate, reminding us that the foundations of the present are deeply rooted in the trials and triumphs of the past.